How did you forgive yourself for the bad wrong things you did in the past? I do the work to be better. Go to therapy, journal, practice better habits, etc. The world doesn't need my self-loathing, it needs me to step up and fix my shit. I don't forgive, I forget was the question again? I found that forgiving others helped. Accepting that those who hurt me were not bad people, but just made mistakes made it easier to understand that I wasn't bad. I just made mistakes. I will never forgive myself. I've been beating myself up for nearly half a century. Do good right things in the present. I didn't, I became an alcoholic instead. By changing myself and the way I do things interact with the world, eventually the good you've done begins to outweigh the bad, and your perception of yourself begins to change as well. There's no quick fix to forgiving yourself, and some days are much harder than others. Just be better and eventually you'll feel better. I'm living in the present. I tell myself that I changed if it's true. I know I won't do it again, and that's enough for me. I taught my kids to be better than I am and hope they don't make the same mistakes I did. I heard someone say if you find yourself cringing or disappointed with how you behaved in the past, this is what growth feels like, and I tend to comfort myself with it on days when I remember a situation where I didn't do right, or where I was wrong, or just plain stupid. I killed my original self and came back as someone else. Haven't, and fairly confident I never will. There's a lot of excuses I could make for myself, being much younger, trauma, but the fact of the matter is that I was a terrible person and I got alive with that, despite becoming a polar opposite to who I was years back. I used people, picked up bad habits and shut myself off from the world and my own feelings, all for being mad at others, at myself. The only thing to do is recognize the problems and do what you can to fix them. No one will be a harsher critic in your life than you. The balance is to not go overboard. You don't want to end up isolating yourself because you don't believe you deserve companionship. By becoming a better person. Every day, man, every day I try to do better. I was told that regret is a waste of time, and that has worked for me. When you did them, you either weren't worried about the consequences or thought they were the right decision. If you now regret those decisions, that means that you have learned from them. The fact that you now regret those bad decisions shows remorse and growth. The only thing you can do is forgive yourself and try to do better in the future. No one is perfect. Self-love, knowing my worth and knowing that I'm human, has helped me not to beat up myself for my mistakes. Everyone is living their own personal journey, and it's a learning experience. We don't know everything there is to know about life, and so we make misguided decisions. We may have hurt others and even ourselves in the process, but it's not the end of the road. We can try again with the new knowledge that we have, and we can heal from the damages our mistakes have done. Having faith and believing that this world could be a better place is a start. Also, society needs to stop being so condemning in general. There needs to be more empathy and rehabilitation. It's a new approach to life that can be super beneficial. Forgiving oneself for past mistakes is a journey of acceptance and growth. I view my past actions as integral parts of my life's learning curve. While it's challenging to see some actions positively, acknowledging my reasons, whether self-serving or not, is key. Ultimately, forgiveness hinges on sincere remorse. Self-forgiveness is an active process, akin to releasing oneself from the trauma caused. I gauge my ability to forgive by considering if I could extend the same compassion to others. If I can, I choose to forgive myself, recognizing that it's a crucial step towards healing and moving forward. I've made some bad choices. There are some big mistakes. I hurt a few people along the way. I've apologized to some, and some I will never get the chance. Feeling bad for what you have done shows remorse, and that's a wonderful quality to have. It means you're not a total piece of shit. As far as how I came to grips with what I had done and how I found peace, I spent a lot of time in self-reflection. I wanted to understand what I did and why I did it. So I would perpetuate the cycle. I'm not as good as I'm gonna get, but I'm better than I used to be. Treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion as a dear friend from a video about shame. https://u2.bertiafan89 equals yfs 4q1-20c6x7w. I don't, though it helps to accept that past me was an idiot. You can do two things: accept that it happened and try to do better, or you can be stuck in that moment for the rest of your life. I say, it sucks to live in the past when everyone else has moved on. So the best thing to do is not forget the mistakes you made, but don't let those mistakes dictate the rest of your life.